Hey guys, Mighty Gazelle here, back with more reading the My Hero Academia manga. We're on chapter 302. Um, Last we left off, we began presumably a two-parter, could be a three-parter, I don't know how this one ends. Backstory to not just Dabi, but the Todoroki family. We saw sort of the beginning of Toya and his spiral into what he is now. And before we begin, I want to say since then I have read the official translation for 301, and it kind of changed my opinion a bit. In my Discord, people are joking that I'm salty about Dabi, and it's not so much about Dabi, although it is kind of. It's more so that like we're getting all these flashbacks right now, and while they're really well handled, I'm not in the mood for like flashbacks personally. But I need to get that out of my mind because I need to acknowledge what's being done is actually very well written. And then in regards to Dabi, I'm sympathetic toward Toya and the stuff that's going on right here, right now, when he was a kid. But in regards to the current day Dabi, I don't feel bad for him because he's done such terrible things, you know? And he's clearly kind of past the point of trying to redeem himself or to be saved. So I need to acknowledge that while I don't need to love Dabi the character, I can fully appreciate and enjoy what made him the way he is and what Toya used to be. So going into this chapter, I'm just going to go in with a fresh mindset, and I apologize if I was too negative last chapter. So with that being said, let's dive on in. Chapter 302, Careless Handling of Fire, second part. This is the unofficial translations, by the way. After the incident, Shoto's siblings were banned from interacting with him as we get a shot of outside their home. I have to work, so I can't keep looking after him, which is why I've hired someone else. Keep your eye on Toya. I assume this is Endeavor talking. Wow. We have Rei in the room with, it looks like Shoto. He's got a little so Shoto's sleeping as a little toddler baby, and he's got a little bubble that comes out with an all anime where like they snore and the little bubble comes out, and it's like partly frozen. That's actually really cute. That kid just wants you to acknowledge him, says Rei. Endeavor standing in the doorway, just a black silhouette, and all you see is his eyes. I can't show him anything but the world of a hero. Okay, wow. And a look from Rei, that's like really chilling. Hero, she says. Some hero you are, running away. Wow. Okay. I'm already getting chills. I feel like this is gonna get heavy. Okay. And Endeavor looks back at her with like a cold sweat, and just the imagery is already kicking ass this chapter. 5 years later. Hey Toya, let's play. So we have Fuyumi and Natsu. Okay, so she's age 12, he's age 8, and Toya is age 13. Okay, so maybe it said their official ages before, like the differences, but now we have an official age. She's like banging a drum, and they're like saying, let's go play. And then you have Toya at the computer saying, ooh. Wow, so his hair is fully white here, and he's on the computer, and he's got just kind of hanging out in his room. Interesting. Wow. Okay. The next scene, it's literally them playing ball in the courtyard with the nanny or the caretaker there. Literally. Okay. So this is the age. This is the age we got in the Todoroki flashback back during the sports festival, because that's the exact same thing we saw was them playing ball in the courtyard, and we have Shoto, who's presumably like 5 or 6, give or take. Oh no, he's 5. It says youngest son Shoto, age 5. Yep, and it's literally the scene of Endeavor dragging him, saying, "Don't look at them, Shoto. You live in a different world from them, exactly like the anime." I mean, not like the yeah, it is the anime. I don't know if it shows the exact same thing in the manga. It's been forever since I've read that chapter of the manga. He's getting dragged along just once, okay? I want to play with him just once. You can't even play with him? No can do. You need more endurance training. God, that would suck. That would just be like to not be able to like be a kid. And then you get Toya glancing over at him. I think that's Toya. That's a pretty dark stare. He's kind of glancing back at the main house. By the way, all the paneling has a black bordering around it. So that's typically just to emphasize how dark what we're talking about is. Of course, I was in the wrong there. Shoto has done nothing wrong. But Dad was right. He doesn't even look at us. We're failures to him. How amazing. Is this the modern day hero deciding their sons are useless and ditching them? Okay, so Toya is talking to Natsu as he's trying to sleep. Wow. You can't rant to Big Sis once in a while, he says. Are you going to ignore me too, Natsu? Don't do this to me, Toya says as he's crying. I'm talking to you because only you can understand me. You know that the girls in this house can't understand. Wow. He doesn't like the girls in the house? Interesting. Wait, you're planning on going to the hill again. Why don't you play with your friends? Or, I don't need any friends. We're in different worlds, as Ray is trying to stop Toya from leaving. Toya, do you really want to become a hero that badly? And we get this shot of Toya, and he's colored differently. He's like colored in all gray except for the hair. She says, to your mother, you look like you're in pain, so obsessed with your father. And looks like Toya's kind of snapping here, his like pupils like twitching. Toya, the world is such a large place, and you can do anything. Look at everything else around you, not just your father. Find the person you really want to be in this world. What would you know, Mom? He says in retaliation. And that like sends shivers down her spine. She's like the look in his eye. He's just, you think Dad's the only person that got me going? Your family was poor, so they sold you away. And you had no say in the matter. She says, she's about to say his name. Isn't that why I was born in the first place? Oh my gosh. I'm getting shivers. That's like, imagine saying that to your mom. You have a part in this too, Mom, he says as he walks out the door. And she says, Toya, as he's leaving. Okay. Toya's 13th winter. We see him, presumably this is the hill that he goes to, and he's just burning a bunch of stuff. The small body he was born with began to grow rapidly with puberty, says the narration voice. So that's it. It's because of my body's composition. The fire is directly connected to intense emotions, he says. He's shirtless right now and kind of has flame and smoke around him. Amazing. If I can do this, then Dad will definitely be surprised too. Alongside his own body's changes, his flames, continues the narration. But shoot, when I get all excited, for some reason I end up crying. Whoa. He says he's literally wiping away tears right now. His flames changed from red to blue in color. Okay, so that's when he hit puberty, basically his fire evolved. Flashback to the house. Dad, during the holiday break coming up, come to Sokoto Hill, he says. Oh my gosh. Okay, Endeavor flips up his shirt and he sees Burns. Burns! He must have been training somewhere. He couldn't be seen. You're still, and he's just yelling at him, something incredible happened. You have to come, says Toya. I think Shoto's got some serious competition. And he's just crying, and he's just... But I'm not sure if it's enough against All Might yet, though. But it's something you have to see, Dad. And then you'll realize I wasn't a mistake. Oh my gosh, dude. He's saying this all as he's like crying, and Endeavor looks at him with just this scowl, and oh my god, the next frame is just him in a huge, angry black silhouette. Why didn't you stop him, Ray? Oh my god, did he just hit Ray? You were supposed to watch over him. Oh my god, this is the stuff that leads up to like, oh my gosh. You were supposed to watch over him. Don't bully Mom, says Shoto. Stop it. Stop bullying her. Shoto, get out. This doesn't involve you. As the other kids are just like grouped together in a different room. This is absolutely tragic. Oh my god, this is so sad. I'm actually kind of tearing up a little bit. Okay. What would you know, Mom? There may have been limited options for me, but I was the one who ultimately made that choice. I intended to at least smile through it to the end, yet I can't stop him. She's crying. And then you didn't go. Oh wait, no, wait. Is that Shoto crying? It looks like it, yeah. Kind of hard to tell, but... And Ray says, and then you didn't go. He didn't show up. Stupid tears. He's by himself where he asked his dad to meet. Oh, this is a flashback to the present. Okay. So she's recalling everything and she's saying, and then you didn't go. She's referring to Endeavor not seeing, going to see him at the hill. He didn't show up. Stupid tears, says Toya. And now it's back to Endeavor, current day with the breathing mask on. It would just have fanned the flames. Or rather, back to Toya in the past. Damn it, he says. Back to Endeavor in the present. I didn't know how to talk to him. Back to Toya, Dad, and he's just... Oh boy, he's got the flames coming from his eyes. Neither did I, said Ray. Oh my god! Okay. Oh, okay. We're actually getting it. Hold on, let me expand my screen here and make sure I get all this in. Wow, he's just like crying as his body is engulfed in flames. And we're cutting to modern day, the current day Dobby on the couch as he's reminiscing about all this. That was scorching hot. It's hot. They won't stop my flames. You reap what you sow, I guess, says Dobby. So this is I can't wait to see this animated. It's literally the Todoroki family and Dobby cutting back and forth between them, but they're both remembering the same memory. After all, the only thing he taught me was how to turn up the heat, as him and just everything around him just burns in a giant inferno. And you see from the distance, the forest is engulfed. Oh my gosh. And we see Endeavor rushing to the scene and just seeing everything burnt up. If I had given up on it all that day, after everything, after killing Toya, I couldn't let myself take a step back, and all I could do was obsess over Shoto. The imagery in this chapter is absolutely insane. Please read it to yourself if you haven't been reading this, because this is nuts. And now we're cutting to Ray talking. Toya disappeared, and he gradually got worse. I was frightened. Even with the kids, I started to see your image in them. I knew you were broken, but... And now we're cutting to the kids talking. I was too scared to approach you. This is Fugumi talking. I was all talk and nothing else. Now, Natsu. You brought this all on yourself. You're the root of all of it, but... And now it's a cut to showing them all in the room. I wonder if I had just made myself face Toya and knocked some sense into him. Maybe Dobby wouldn't have been born. He could have even treated Shoto to some cold soba. Dude, this is crazy. Literally... Okay, before I continue, literally everyone in the family is saying that they have regrets of their own. And essentially, they're all saying, yeah, you're the cause of all this, but, we all have regrets. We all could have done something differently. This is really interesting. The responsibility for this doesn't just fall into you. This issue is all of ours to bear, she says as she's holding the flowers. Even if our hearts are shattered, we'll get up and stand tall. You have no choice but to fight Dobby, says Ray. What a shot of Ray, by the way. Even in this very hollowing and harrowing scene, she just looks magnificent. Are you really Ray? He says Endeavor. She doesn't answer. Our child who has put through so much pain, so much more pain than us, who had every right to resent me, he called me his mother again. He made friends at UA and connected us all again. Okay, sorry about that. Doubling back, our child was put through so much more pain than us, who had every right to resent me. He called me his mother again, and he made friends at UA, and she's talking about Shoto, obviously, and connected us all again. Shoto is becoming our family's very own hero. I love this. This shot of Todoroki and behind him with Deku and saying all that. Dude, Deku, like, oh, the impact he had on this family indirectly. Okay, we're still going. Holy shit. There's more to this chapter. This is absolutely... Cough, cough. Oh, and he's about to talk. Shoto's about to talk. Before coming here, I talked with Mom. He says, I imagine this is really tough to say. I didn't think you'd be able to fight anymore, and that I'd have to do it myself, but that doesn't seem to be the case. When you're done crying, get up, and we'll all go stop Toya together. As he holds his hand out toward Endeavor, who's just bawling his eyes out. Oh! I'm like tearing up right now, man. And outside we have a Hawks and Best Genius listening to all this. Okay. This was a great chapter, man. This was... I'm really glad I reset my expectations and my prejudice Dobby aside, and I could just really emotionally invest myself in this, because this is the angle I kind of wanted, where my issue before, it was all about Toya and his resentment toward Endeavor, and that's really interesting, but the thing I wanted to see was the greater scheme of the family, and the way that each of them basically came out and said, you think you're hurting? Toya is really hurting. And this makes me appreciate the stuff I didn't appreciate as much before about Toya. This scene of him literally crying and catching on fire and just burning everything around him. Absolutely insane. And then, Ray saying... I love what she said about this. Our child who has put through much more pain than us, who had every right to resent me, he called me his mother again and made friends at UA and connected us all again. So yeah, Shoto kind of brought everyone together again, and yeah, it's because of Deku and what he said at the sports festival. Ah, God, that's so beautiful. I love that so much. And then Shoto talking despite his throat being burned. When you're done crying, get up and we'll go stop Toya together. Because remember a few chapters ago, he was saying, he was telling himself, I gotta stop him. And now he was saying, I thought you were done fighting. Oh my God, that's so powerful. And Endeavor's just crying. This is the Endeavor in his weakest state. His most vulnerable, beaten down state. And in this moment, despite everything he's done to his family, here they are, supporting him. and saying, look, we know you did bad things, but we have guilt too. And there's someone out there hurting. We need to go help. And they're going to do it together. Oh. Man. Horikoshi, you are brilliant. I can't get over this. Despite the fact that this is all revolving around a character that I don't necessarily love, like the current day Dabi, again, I'm very sympathetic toward Toya. And just, this is, this scene where he's like, really, like, he just created his blue flame, and he wants nothing more to impress Endeavor. You could tell just when he goes to approach him, like, you could tell he probably knows it's futile, like a desperate attempt to, like, impress Endeavor. And that's why he's, like, crying as he says it, and, like, he's saying, and then you realize I wasn't a mistake. And then the next scene, it's literally Endeavor, presumably, actually not even presumably, he hit Ray. This is basically domestic violence. And Endeavor is just painted as like this chapter is, it's so emotional. How do you not applaud this? Don't take that out of context. I'm not applauding the domestic violence. I'm applauding the guts to show just how broken this family was. How one man was just driving everyone slowly insane. And to organically bring it back to have that person who was responsible just on a hospital bed, broken as a man, and have everyone rally to come help him. And it's like, none of this probably would have happened if Deku didn't say what he said to Shoto at the sports festival. It's brilliant. It's goddamn brilliant. And then you have Hawks and Best Jeanist listening outside. And my immediate thought was like, well, that's kind of like, you can't really eavesdrop on that conversation. That's kind of effed up. But like, those two are pretty like level-headed and mature people. And I don't mind that they're listening. Like, and not to mention Hawks said he's already going to help Endeavor. He's like, I'm going to go to where it all started for me, and that's Endeavor. I have to help him. 10 out of 10 chapter. That's so weird for me to say because it's so like tied with Dabi. And again, I don't hate Dabi. I just find myself hard to root for the current Dabi after all the evil he's done and stuff. But like Toya, I can get behind. The tragedy of the Todoroki family, I can get behind emotionally, and I'm very impressed. Gotta say, I did not expect. So we all knew Toya and Dabi or whatever, however you want to say it, had a tragic past. I did not expect to be this moved. The imagery, the way it all ties back to this current broken Endeavor, it's just brilliant. It's so well done. Anyway, this is at almost at like 20 something minutes, so. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave your thoughts down below. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, all that, and hit the little bell icon because I do these every week, as well as Vigilantes. And yeah, we've got a Discord down below. It's gonna be popping. A lot of stuff to talk about, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Because now that the Todoroki stuff is presumably done for now, we'll eventually come back to this, understandably so. I want to see all this other hospital stuff, dude. There's so many people like in limbo, and like, will we get updates on Deku? Will we get updates on the students who have just dealt with a traumatic experience? It just, so many things can happen next. I'm so excited. 302, you proved me wrong. I didn't think you'd hit me in the gut like you did, but you did. So, until next time, this has been Mighty Gazelle, hoping you all have a mighty day. See you guys.